you're like most people hitting the holiday road, you pack, load the kids in the family truckster, and hit the highway. But there is more you should think about before you ever turn the key in your car. Dr. Richard Weinblatt is a former police chief, a criminal justice professor at Seminole Community College, and a good friend to the Fox 35 News in the morning. And Richard, good to see you again.
Good seeing you again, Tom.
All right, so why shouldn't you just jump in the car and go?
Well, there's actually a study that came out that said 2/3 of all accidents happen within 5 miles of the home. And a lot of people are thinking now, because of gas prices and everything, that you're not going to travel far, and fuel prices and planes, you're not going to travel far. And it's safer, but you still need to have a heads up and do certain things.
Right, so you're loading up the family truckster. You have some tips. When you have the whole family in there, things you have to do. Let's put them up on the screen and start with this first one. Check your car over for any potential mechanical issues.
Yeah, whether you break down from your home 500 miles from home or 100 miles from home, especially if you have little kids in the car, they can be a real problem. You know, they're not so happy. They don't understand whether it's 500 miles or 100 miles. They're on the side of the road, they're hot, they're hungry, they're tired, they're cranky, so you don't want the car to break down.
All right, next tip is plan your route. Now, what kind of planning are you talking about?
Well, make sure you know where you're going. Kind of like, you know, an airline pilot plans their route. They know where they're going, what checkpoints they're going to go by, and everything like that, reference point. So you need to know where you're going and everything so you don't get lost. And of course, with GPS and things like that, it makes it pretty easy.
Boy, doesn't it help a lot. Also, let other people know your route and be specific, right? Give your car description, your license plate number.
Sure. Let's say something happens to you. One of the problems that we have in law enforcement is we get calls that somebody didn't arrive at a certain time when they were supposed to. Well, we don't even know where to begin checking. They can't tell us a vehicle description. They can't tell us a license plate. They can't tell us anything. And so if somebody else who knows when you're supposed to arrive somewhere knows you don't arrive, they can give us that information in law enforcement. It's very helpful.
All right, one more. We often jump in the car and we'll say, okay, we'll stop and get something to eat at some point along the way. You say make sure you have plenty of food and water in the vehicle with you, right?
Sure, absolutely. It's like a survival kit. If you have children, you want to have games in the car. You want to have food. You want to have water. You want to have things that are going to entertain them and keep them happy both physically and mentally.
Dr. Richard Weinblatt, thanks for being here. As always, it's great to have you in here. If you want to see this segment again or get some more travel safety tips, log on to myfoxorlando.com. Heidi.
Love it. If the kids are happy, we're happy. But if you're driving this Independence Day weekend, here are some tips for you. 1, have food and water on hand. 2, always plan activities for the children, especially if you're going on a long trip. And 3, always let somebody know when you're leaving and the route that you're taking. In addition, law enforcement officials are asking drivers to be just as safety conscious on short trips as you would on longer ones.
Well, they should be. A recent study said that 2/3 of all crashes happen within 5 miles of your home. So you want to be as concerned, even though you have some fuel, gas, crunch cost concern, you want to be as concerned about driving close to your home as you are far away from your home or flying.
13% of the nation will be traveling this holiday weekend.